Hi, guys.
Hey.
I am trying to, well, not sure what's going on with my podcast here that I'm trying to record, but we're just going to do our live then. How's that? How's everybody doing? We're a couple minutes early. We wanted to go ahead and get going here. Give everybody a second to get logged on. We're going to talk about some of the stuff we talked about this morning. And so first on the agenda, we have been told that we say the word right a lot.
A lot, right.
Right. And so we're asking you, hi guys. We're asking you to help us, hold us accountable, because we're trying to get on the wagon and not use the word right a lot.
We've discussed a right jar instead of a swear jar.
Yes.
Right?
Right. So what we need is when you hear us say the word right, please put an emoji or something to keep us accountable so that we try and not say right.
Right.
Yes. So, now, how's everybody doing? It is a really cold day in Mississippi.
It's chilly.
It is really cold, and you know, it's really funny because you know, and there's like a forecast for snow, like snow flurries, sleet. We have all the winter, and I'm using quotations because it's Mississippi.
Yes.
But you could always tell when there's that threat of snow flurries and sleet. And when it's cold outside, there's no cars on the road.
Zero.
None. Do you know how many cars I passed on the way here? Holly passed me because she got here before me.
For once.
That was it. Yeah, miracles.
Yeah.
So that's a cold day in Mississippi. Hey everybody. Hello. We're going to try to keep up with the comments. So if we miss your comment, feel free to repeat it so we make sure that we see it. So, how many of you watched the sermon on Joshua Generation this morning when we were talking about unleashing the light? And if you didn't, I'm gonna lay a little bit of a foundation, and I'm trying really hard not to completely re-say everything that I said this morning. But for those that did not see it, I want to just kind of lay a foundation to start our discussion about what we talked about this morning. Now, we discussed Kabbalah, and we talked about how in Kabbalah, I read a book, and I want to go ahead and say that because I want to make sure I cite everything properly. I read the book, The Power of Kabbalah, and in the first or second chapter, it was very early in the book, I think you're reading it now, it talks about the 99% realm and the 1% realm. And the belief is that everything that we ever desire, everything that we ever need or want or love, anything we need is in the 99% realm. And that is where God's Spirit dwells. Okay, that's where God lives. That's where Spirit lives. In the 99% realm of light. It is light. Then there's the 1% realm. And that part is darkness. And of course, that is where we live. And when I first started listening to that and reading that and studying that, the first thing I thought about was the parable of the lost sheep, the 99 and 1, where Jesus basically says he will leave the 99 to go and find the 1. And then we talked about the story when Jesus was being crucified, and Pontius Pilate says, I'm going to release somebody to you, because that's what he always did. And he said, do you want Barabbas, who was a criminal, a murderer, or do you want Jesus, known as the Christ? And they said, let Barabbas go. Release Barabbas. Let's crucify Jesus. Let's kill Jesus. Now, to make a long story short, we talked about choosing Barabbas over Jesus in those moments when the light is being shown on us, right?
Barabbas being the 1%.
Barabbas being the 1%, Jesus being the 99%. Okay? And I'm trying to put this in a nutshell. It's kind of difficult to do. But we talked about how every moment of every day, and I truly believe this, especially after studying the Kabbalah and learning what I've learned so far, and I'm just barely scratching the surface of this. It's a beautiful thing. I encourage everybody to look it up and totally start studying it. But I truly believe that every moment of every day, every person that we come across is a moment for spiritual growth. It is a moment that we choose to let in the light, or we choose the darkness. For instance, if somebody comes around you, okay, and they just piss you off beyond, like, you just want to cut somebody. You know what I'm talking about? You know that person, you just want to be like, this person is, I'm so mad, I want to punch him in the face, right? Why? Why does this person trigger that particular emotion in you? Why are you angry? There's a reason, yes. Why are you reacting? Why are you having this response to this person or this circumstance or this situation?
That's good.
And, that's kind of what I was talking about this morning. Who are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the light? Are you going to choose the dark? Are you going to try to change something inside of yourself so that this particular circumstance or situation no longer has that effect on you? Or are you going to continue to operate in that place? Now, I don't know if I summed that up well enough, but if anyone is confused about what we're talking about, please speak now or forever hold your Barabbas, okay? So,
it's the difference in being ruled by our emotions and ruling our emotions,
yes.
Don't you think? I mean, or at least that's a part of it.
That's a part of it, absolutely, absolutely. In Kabbalah, what we learned is there's something going on inside of us that is triggering these responses. Jealousy. Yeah. Do you tend to be jealous of other people's, fortune? Insecurity. Do you just not believe that you are good enough? You can do anything. Why is that triggered in you? Why are you afraid to try something because you're insecure, right? So what is being triggered? Why is it being triggered in you? And I truly believe now, after studying the Kabbalah, that those moments are the Christ, or the light, whatever you want to call it, coming to us to show us what we need to transform, what we need to heal, what we need to let go of, what we need to forgive, what do we need to do. And those are not moments, just random moments happening. Those are pivotal moments for our spiritual growth.
Absolutely.
Okay? Now, let's see. Yes, pause. We talked about pause. When someone makes you mad, when someone upsets you, when you're starting to have that reaction, pause. Ask yourself why, and then ask Spirit why. Yeah. And that's the whole point. When something happens and you're being triggered by a negative emotion, a negative feeling, why? Ask yourself why, and then ask Spirit to show you why. And then be prepared to see why.
Yes.
And accept it. Okay?
What is it Miss Bonnie says? WAIT, why am I talking? The pause is an opportunity to wait.
To wait, yes. I like that. Wait before you speak, before you react in that moment, before you punch that person in the face and catch a charge,
or say the thing you can't take back.
Or say the thing that you can't take back.
Yeah.
Pause. Wait. Why am I talking? Listen to yourself. What's going on in here? How can I transform this? How can I exchange my darkness, my Barabbas in that moment? Because Barabbas would have, cut your head off, right? Do I exchange Barabbas for Christ, the Christ? Do I operate in the light? Do I operate in the dark in that moment? And transformation happens moment by moment.
Absolutely.
We all want change and we all want transformation to happen all at one time. And truly, spiritual growth And transformation is a process that never really ends.
The scriptures say over and over, walk in the light, and walking is just step, step, step.
It's
You know?
movement,
Yeah.
yes, and it's constant. You,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not walking, you're stopped.
Yeah.
Right. Oh wow, synchronicity.
The lesson I needed to hear. Thank you. Tips on better reception once you have paused.
Oh, I like that. Tips on better reception once you have paused. Okay. First of all, I'm just gonna say congratulations. You paused.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Just the pause is that is a moment of light. You have allowed the light in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Now step a little further into the light and say, why is this triggering me? And then ask Spirit to show you why. Okay? And you will find that, and I truly believe, because I've been doing this for like the last 3 months, because I've been on sabbatical, and this is where I've been studying this for 10 weeks. I have a new class starting this week, so I'm going to go into 10 more weeks of that.
Good.
But once you ask, Spirit's going to show you in different ways, different opportunities. Things are going to rise up. Memories even may come up and pop up.
Yeah.
Okay, so be prepared for that as well.
The
Okay?
feeling of openness helps too, I think, and I find like in quiet times of meditation, the breathing, just the sitting and being is helpful. And something in the Untethered Soul, remember that book, talked about relax your shoulders, relax your heart, breathe, and it just sort of the idea of being open
Yes.
and looking. It is something that helps me in a practice, which practices are supposed to be practical.
I like the way you're talking about that, because I'm visualizing, like, when you do that, when you relax and you open up, I'm seeing like a funnel that Spirit can pour into and get that realization into you. I need to pause before I speak. Always.
Yes.
Always. We should always pause before we speak. And that is something that I have myself wrestled with. You know, that's something I will pop off with my words and with my speech.
We missed a question, may I?
Okay, yes, please.
Jacqueline says, why do you think that choosing the 1% or the darkness is easier than choosing the 99% or the light, Jesus? It reminds me of the analogy of walking by faith, and being a woman or man after God's own heart is difficult. It's difficult to remain faithful. So my question would be, why is it difficult to choose Jesus if he represents the 99% of light rather than the 1%?
That is a very good question. We are resistant in our flesh to the light. Our nature is resistant to the light. Okay, so we are truly fighting with our own self.
Yes.
Okay, and it's just let me explain it this way. We have 5 senses. Our physical self has 5 senses: taste, touch, smell, sight, hearing. Took me a second.
That was good.
And we know those things. We feel those things. Those are the things that really guide us. But that 6th sense that is a little harder to grasp, it's a little harder to hear, it's a little harder to see, it's a little harder to take in, is the spiritual sense. That is what, the more we work on this, the more we transform, the more we pause, and the more we exchange Barabbas for Jesus, the more we exchange the darkness for the light, the stronger that 6th sense becomes. You understand what I'm saying? It's like we're working spiritual muscles, so to speak. We're working that spiritual sense. And the more we do it, the stronger and the more light we walk in.
Yep.
It's just hard for us in the beginning. Like, look, you all, how many of y'all been on a diet? You been on a diet?
Not long.
Right? Oh, there it is. I said it right. You've been on a diet, okay? And you go to your friend's house, and what have they done? They have baked the most beautiful, magnificent cake. And cake is not on your list of foods that you can eat. right? Shit, I said it again. So, what do? Oh, it's just one piece of cake. It won't be any big deal. I'm going to eat that cake. And there's a one little small voice inside of you saying, don't do it. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. You need to stick to, you made a decision. You've set a goal. Don't do it. And then the crowd's going, Barabbas, 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 chocolate cake, chocolate cake, chocolate cake.
100% accurate.
And so you're like, it won't hurt this one time. You eat the cake, and guess what? That's usually the beginning of the end.
Yep.
You know, I ate a piece of cake today. Well, I'll eat another piece. You know, send a piece home with me. Your friend sends the cake home with you, right? It begins there again, right? So, shit, I said it again. Okay. But
you are right.
Yeah, correct. Correct. So, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. We are really fighting and battling the things that we're used to, the things that we're accustomed to. We get comfortable in our own darkness because it's just the way things have been our entire lives.
It's muscle memory.
It's muscle memory. So, yeah, I like the way you put that. Yes. Yes.
And the analogy where there are two spirits or two animals within us battling, whichever one we feed is going to be the one that prevails in the moment. It's the same concept.
The parable of the two wolves.
Yeah, right.
the Native American
That's it. Yes.
proverb. Yeah, inside of each one of us we have two wolves, and the one that we feed grows stronger and lives and rules us, and the one that we starve dies. And that's kind of what we're talking about today. And so I like the Holly, you came up with some stuff, and I want Holly to talk about what she I sent her my notes last night so that we would be able to go into a deeper discussion here, and I think she found some really great things, and we're going to touch on that. We'll let her say.
Okay. So I looked up my tendency in particular with scripture is to try to look at meanings of words to get a deeper understanding of maybe another layer that's being conveyed, another meaning or a deeper meaning. And immediately when I started looking at these scriptures, I thought about name meanings. And some translations say that the name of the man who was spared was Jesus Barabbas. And so you had Jesus Barabbas and Jesus Christ. And so there's a picture there of which Jesus are we choosing. And so I wanted to know the meaning of the name Barabbas. So I looked that up, and it means son of the Father. So if you recall in other verses, we cry, Abba, Father. That's a name for a father figure. So Jesus, son of the Father, is like a repeat of the previous generation. Maybe it's like a generational cycle or curse. So are we choosing to continue the cycles that we've been stuck in the 1%? Or are we choosing Jesus, the universal Christ that we've been reading about?
The light or the dark.
Right.
And I love that. What you're finding, the way you just described it is Barabbas and Jesus were the same. They were one person. Okay?
They were both Jesus.
They were both Jesus, right? They were both Jesus, and we are too.
Yeah.
We're all Barabbas and all Jesus. We're all Barabbas and all Christ.
Yes.
Let me put it that way, because Jesus was human. We are all human and all spirit. Okay? And that is where we battle. Yeah. That is where we battle. Do we choose? And I love that you talked about the son of the man, the son of the father. Okay. In Kabbalah, and this is where I want to go a little bit deeper, okay? Because I want to talk about, in Kabbalah, we are taught that the triggers that you're having, you're triggered because of a thing called tikkun, okay? Tikkun, Tikkun, tikkun. And tikkun can be something that you get as a child. It's things that build up over your life, okay? It can come from your parents. It can come from past lives. It can come from all sorts of places. But I like that you talked about the curses, like, for instance, okay, addiction. Let's talk about addiction. Oftentimes, people repeat the patterns of their parents in addiction, okay? And that is a very good way to, to illustrate cocoon. Okay, you have pulled something from your parents. You have got something from your parents, and you are repeating that curse. Okay, are you choosing the addiction? Or are you choosing not to be an addict? Right. So that's kind of where we're at there. Now, it's also about attachments.
Oh, yeah.
It's about attachments. We are supposed to have the 99%. We can have everything, okay? And in Kabbalah, I wish I had the picture. I think I took a picture of it, and if I have it on my phone, I will post it in the comments later. But what he showed was everything that we want is in the light, and he showed a spectrum, okay? And like money was green, and romance was red, and all the health is blue, and all these things are these colors, right? I said it again. And what he said was the light encompasses all of the things. White light is all the colors. Yeah. And he said, stop chasing colors and chase the light.
Wow.
Stop chasing colors and chase the light. So, that being said, stop chasing money. Chase the light, and the money will come. Stop chasing romance, and the romance will come. Stop chasing the things that you want, and they will come. And I have this calendar, and some of you have this calendar because I gave several people one of these. This is the Wayne Dyer calendar that I gave several of you with a book. And today, this is today's quote. Sunday, January 10th. This is it. I want you to see, okay? You'll come to find out that anything you must have comes to own you. When you release it, you start getting more of it. Okay? When you are striving and all of your energy is going towards money, money, money. I got to make money, 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 money. Release that. Yeah. And you'll get more of it.
Law of attraction comes into play then.
Right. We block ourselves because of attachments. We become obsessed with things. And when we become obsessed with things, we can't truly possess it because it possesses us.
Oh, that's good.
Right? Nothing wrong with wanting money.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to be financially, stable, financially wealthy. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it becomes all you think about, it owns you.
That's idolatry.
That is idolatry. Exactly. So when you release it, it comes to you. Mm-hmm. When you release the attachment to it, okay, it comes to you. All right. So, very deep. It's very deep, yet very simple. And how do we find out what has control of us? Think about releasing control of something. Does it terrify the hell out of you? Then you probably have an attachment to it. Mm-hmm. Y'all, this has been hurting my whole soul. Because
hit me in the ego sometimes.
Yeah, it hits you in the ego, and it hits you in the, okay, I release it. I release it. I'm releasing it. I'm releasing it. And that's kind of how we do with things that we are attached to.
Do you think that, I just remembered Jesus, he taught, and there are many paths that I believe are really all the same, and whatever your path is, I believe if you're listening here, you will find that these all align. It's just that I study the teachings of Jesus a lot, so that's where I go a lot of times. But Jesus said, seek first the kingdom of God, and everything else will come to you. It's the same thing.
Yes.
That's the light. The 99%.
Seek ye first. And what else is it? If you seek, you shall find.
Yes.
Seek the kingdom. Mm-hmm. Y'all, the kingdom is now.
Yep.
We are taught in the church that the kingdom of heaven is after we die. Y'all, we're missing the 99%.
Exactly.
We're missing the 99% realm because we're waiting for the treasures of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
When the treasures of heaven are ours to be had.
We have the key.
We are the key.
Yeah.
Right? We have the key. I said it again.
I didn't know.
I think I'm the only one that says it.
No, I said it too.
So, seek ye the kingdom of heaven. What is the kingdom of heaven? It's the light.
Yeah.
It's the light. And when we seek the light, y'all, we get the light. And when the light comes, it's not fun. I'm not telling you that you're like, oh, I got all the light. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. It's what? No. You're like, no. The light, the light. It is shining on me. It's showing everything. It is exposing the dark places. It's exposing Barabbas.
Yeah.
In me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I walk away with Barabbas, me and Barabbas going and, committing all the darkness crimes? Or do I try to change it? Do I try to transform it? Do I face it, accept it, acknowledge it, and change it? And that's what we're talking about today. Do you hold on to? Do you break the cycle? Do you break the cocoon? Do you let go of the need to look? I have a hard time. I'm just going to be transparent here because I think that's what we need. I have a hard time saying no. Okay? When someone asks me to do something, or I have a really hard time saying it because I have a fear of being rejected. Where did that come from? Oh, I know where it came from. Mm-hmm. I know where it came from. And so I've got to get down in there and heal that little girl. Heal that little girl that has that fear of rejection. And when I do that and I bring light to that, I'm able to transform my now. Okay? You see, it's hard to find the kingdom of heaven in the now when your past is guiding you. And the past is leading you.
Yeah.
So
we're stuck there.
We're stuck there, stuck in that place. And so every person in your life that walks into your life becomes the person that rejected you, that created the cocoon in the first place.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you said little girl because it really does come down to many times inner child work that we need to do. Mm-hmm. Saying it because it's me. I know, Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's where a lot of the work is. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm the opposite now. Because of a form of rejection, I now pull away and want to not trust. See? And that...
You want to reject first.
Yes. And I did that too. I've done that too. And it build up those walls and only let people to a certain place in your life. And so I'll tell you what I would do. And thank God I've healed this part. I've healed this part of my life, because when things would start getting really good, I would destroy them. Self-sabotage. I sabotaged myself so many times throughout my life because I believed that when things got to be too good to be true, that they were about to fall apart and I was about to get hurt. So I would just destroy it so that I wouldn't have to be hurt by someone else. I would just hurt others so I wouldn't get hurt. That was something that I did and had to heal. Another thought, do we want to be chosen by the people or by spirit? I'm not sure what you're saying there. Let me say this. And I want to address that. It's every situation is put in front of us by spirit to help us grow, to help us recognize that we have this fear. It's not that people are choosing or abandoning us. It's that spirit is showing us that we're afraid that they're going to. You understand what I'm saying? It's not about the people choosing us or abandoning us. Right. It's about why we react to it. If people want to abandon us, that's completely up to them. Absolutely. That has nothing to do with us. That they have their own cocoon.
Yes.
Okay? They are having their own issues. And detaching from the need to be accepted, detaching from the need to be successful, detaching from the need to be whatever is what I'm talking about. And that's, in order to detach from that need, we have to heal the source that created that need, that strong need.
And you reminded me of something. Can I?
Yes, please.
I've been reading a couple of different books, but one of them is about the 4 agreements, and I don't know if any of you have ever looked into that or read it or studied it. But one of the 4 agreements is don't take anything personally, and it talks about just what you're saying, that everyone is having their own dream, their own experience, and they are working out their own cocoon.
Yes.
If I said it right. And so whatever their perceived rejection of us is really not about us. Mm-hmm. So we shouldn't take it personally.
Exactly.
And if we're living in the 99%, we're not going to.
And there it is. That is it. Don't take it personally. And I've worked through several things and got there. I've gotten there on several things, but there's so much. And that's okay.
Yep, there's always more.
Just be open. Yeah. I like that you said that. Just be open to the light and allowing the light. And don't beat yourself up when you don't walk or operate in the light, when you make the wrong choice. I promise you, Spirit's going to give you another chance. Mm-hmm. You're going to have another opportunity. And that's the beauty of the whole thing. It's don't beat yourself up. And that's one thing we also do. We beat our, like, damn it, that was one of those moments. I should have chose the light and I didn't. I did this and I shouldn't have. Don't do that. Just say, I see that. Yeah. I recognize it. Now I'll be more aware next time. Mm-hmm. It's like the word right. I almost said it when you were talking and I was aware that I was about to say right. Mm-hmm. Right? So become aware of what you're doing. And that awareness, don't beat yourself up. Don't be discouraged. Don't be disappointed in yourself. Be aware. And the more aware you are, the more open you are, and the more light that can come in and help you transform. Yeah. I have an issue with that. I take too many situations personally. Yes, and that's part of what needs light in your life. That's exactly it. And why do you take it personally? Ask yourself why. Yeah. Why do you take it personally? And that's what needs to be healed. That's the part that needs the light. Yeah. And you pull back. You pull back and never face it. And you know what, Hope? What happens when we never face the things that we need to face? Spirit's been trying to teach us and trying to help us. We're going to continue facing the same things over and over and over again.
That's a universal proverb.
Yes.
Life presents the same lesson over and over until we learn it.
We
repeat it.
We absolutely repeat it. What do we got?
There's a long one and I can't.
Yeah, I can't see it here. Hold on, let's see. Try to get it. Haley, I just hopped on for the first time. I find that I can to walk away and push back from faith because it's you got to read that because it won't let me see it.
And it's not showing on mine. Let me get out and back in maybe.
I'm trying to find your comment. It only shows me a piece of it on my, let me see. Let me look on my computer.
Here it is.
Okay, please, yes, read it for me.
All right. I just hopped in for the first time. I find that I continue to walk away and push back from faith because, number one, it's hard to heal that source, and number two, when I have allowed myself to feel unhindered, that's a good word, in the process, the intensity of emotion I have, good and bad, has proven to be too much. It's like I can't handle it. And hey, BB, that's Haley.
Hey, darling, how are you? I know, it's good to see you. Now, I love this, and I really, really, really want to really talk about this more in this particular podcast, because faith should be a source of light and healing and all the things that we're talking about here. And for many of us, faith became an enemy. It became an abuser, all sorts of things. And Scripture says, where the Spirit of God is, there is liberty.
Yes.
And there is freedom. Mm-hmm. And that is something that I had to find inside of myself with my faith. And the only way, Haley, that I was able to get free from the things of faith was to unleash God. Let God be God and not the church and not, all the dogmas and doctrines. And allow that person inside of me to heal. And that's been a long process for me. I mean, it started in, I guess, 2012 for me. And I'm still, learning, still growing, still, healing and all those things. And I do want to I want to share this, okay? Because I think this will help you. We look for God in particular places, and we think that God is this. It's A, B, and C. Period. End of discussion. Now, Scripture says that God is love and love is God. Okay? And then chapter 13, 1 Corinthians 13, says love is patient, love is kind, right? And then it also says, and I can't remember where the fruits of the Spirit are, but the fruits of the Spirit are joy, love, peace, happiness, patience, all these things, all these great things. So let me ask you something, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer. What brings you love? What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? Your family? That's God. That's where the Spirit is. That's where the Spirit is. The Spirit is there, bringing you everything that brings you joy. And that is family. That is friends. That is moments. What moment brought you peace? What moment brought you hope? What moment brought you joy?
That's good. And self-control's in there too.
Self-control is in there, and that's we're talking about that too. Is it Barabbas or Jesus? Absolutely. Yeah. So that is and that is a God moment. That is where the Spirit is holy. Yes, it is holy. And we think we have to, go to church, or we have to, follow a certain doctrine to have faith and to have God. But I promise you, I find joy and peace and love and hope and all these things in so many other places. And that's because God is in it.
Yep.
That's a God thing. And that's where the Spirit is. So, because that's the fruit of the Spirit.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I hope that was helpful. Okay, guys. Any good questions or comments? And we'll start to round up. I'm really glad you popped in here and that was helpful. I hope that was helpful for you. I'm actually considering, anyway, I won't talk that. Anyway, go ahead. Any comments?
Ginger says, I get scared to trust people. I've been so hurt by people. Hope says helping others. That's how she experiences God, I think is what that was for. Jackie says you allow God to be in it. Yeah, we can invite the divine into every moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There was, and I don't know if I mentioned this when I was talking about the meaning of the name Barabbas. But, Jesus also has a meaning. And so we had Jesus Barabbas and Jesus Christ. So Jesus means to rescue or to deliver, according to one thing I looked up. So to rescue or deliver the generational curse, the repeating of the cycle, or to rescue or deliver the universal Christ. Which will we choose?
Wow. That is just profound. And that's a great place, I think, to stop. And that's the moments. You're very welcome, Haley. It's really good to see you on here. I miss you guys. I hope everything's well with y'all.
Thank y'all for being here.
Absolutely. I think that I think as we go through this week, ask Spirit, show me. Help me to see. Help me to choose that moment. What do I need to heal? And just start. Just kind of start. And allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to heal. And allow the light into those places. Okay? And make sure to pause.
Breathe.
Pause. Open. Yes.
Wait.
Breathe. Wait. And start the process and give yourself some room. Don't beat yourself up, right? I have decided that right owns me.
I didn't even hear you say it.
So, all right, guys. So we will do this again next week. And if you need anything, please send us a message. Yes. And we love y'all.
You can friend me if you haven't friended me. I know y'all.
Yes, Holly's tagged in this, so you can totally send Holly a friend request. Absolutely. And if you have any questions and you were afraid to pop in on the live, just send us a message. We'll discuss it for sure. And we will see you guys next week, same time, same place. Y'all have a great day.
Blessed be.
Bye.